Hello everybody, Brian Tobin, swimming coach, in case you can't tell because of the mask. And well, here we are upstairs, and I'll show you by poolside. And the goal here is to give you an overview of what to do when you show up for practice. My nose, keep the nose covered. When you're showing up for practice, swimmers and divers are going to ask you to come up by poolside. Make sure you maintain your distance. My recommendation, find a spot along the wall, just sit down, enjoy, and relax until I'm able to open up. The door here will be open when it's time for us to come in. So if you're in the first practice group each day, the middle door next to concession stand is my plan to have this door slightly propped open, not as propped as it is right now. And from the about 10 minutes before until the start time, I'll have this door open. Then I'm gonna pull it closed. If you're showing up late for whatever reason, access will be through the locker room. Doesn't this look familiar? Isn't this a beautiful sight for sore eyes? Do you smell the chlorine? Yeah, you do. Beautiful. We're going to have pieces of tape, and you will have a section of bleachers where you can put your piece of tape, and on the piece of tape will be your name. That's going to be your spot. That's where you will put your gear down every day. Recommendation, you need to show up changed to get in the pool. And if you are a swimmer coming down the shallow end, divers down to the deep end, I will have some swimmers that I will assign to coming down the stairs in the deep end. I'm gonna make my way downstairs. I'm gonna do my best not to touch the wall, not to touch railings. And I'll ask that you do the same. You're gonna come down, mask on, keep your mask on. And you're coming down in your suit, cap, goggles, water bottle, mask on. I'm gonna have baggies, and you can put your mask in your baggie. And every day, bring the baggie. You're more than welcome to bring your own baggie. Put your name on it. And if you're starting down here in the shallow end, come down to the shallow end, and then when you're behind your lane, you take your mask off, put it in the bag. We'll place it somewhere safe. We don't want to line them all up on the dry erase boards, but we can make sure that we have a safe spot for everybody to have their mask. Some people, well, we can see, I'll put my mask back on. There's cones on the far side, and we can potentially use the bench. My hope and my thought is to avoid it because this space is being used for classes. Kids in classes are dropping their bags. They're sitting over here at the start. So if we are using space different than the academics, we're pretty good. Within the first after the first week, we'll figure out which end will be your starting end. And if you are starting in the shallow and you're coming down those stairs, if your starting end is the bulkhead, or if we're swimming on the far side, the deep end for the swimmers, then you might be coming down the dive well stairs. I'm gonna look for consistency. I'm gonna try to be consistent every week with where, or maybe it might be by day, with which side you're coming down. Divers, definitely coming down the diving end stairs, and we might be slightly staggered. Divers, we're gonna have to make sure we're paying attention to who's on what board and when. So we wanna balance. And with 8 divers, if we go 2 to a board, we're in pretty good shape. Gonna have to talk about shower setup, what we're doing about that, but we should be able to pull everything together pretty well in terms of responsibilities and making sure that we're setting up and tearing down. When it's time to leave, up the stairs that you came down. So divers and some of the swimmers up the diving end stairs. If it was shallow and you came down, back up the shallow end stairs. Mask on when you're going up. When you get up to your bag, get dressed. You have the option. And for exit, if you really want to get changed, you can come back downstairs, go through the locker room. Locker room showers are blocked off. I think most people know that. There are bathrooms outside of the doors upstairs, and you can get changed there as well. Or if you just want to wrap in a towel, then you can go. No deck changing. No deck changing. It's against the rules. Exit, either through the locker room, through the upstairs doors, and if the weather is appropriate, diving end door, shallow end door. We're not going to freeze the divers out and exit on the pool deck if we've got people on the boards. And let's be respectful of swimmers down in the shallow end as well. But we're gonna have this sorted out. We'll run through it Monday in terms of what the routine is. And I know this is new, so we just gonna take our time, be patient, and we get to swim and dive. Raise your hand if you're excited. All right, high five. See y'all soon.